Good evening, and welcome to another episode of Salem by Night. Last we left off with Nicole. She had found her mark at the Elysium, or the Orpheus Theater, and after having a chat with the sheriff and bumping into one of his whips, she also lost sight of her target. But she did also hear the crack of a gunshot, which led her to investigate a burning car and a pair of homeless people who turned out to be much more than she bargained for. Licking her wounds and ending up in the last call bar, she reintroduced herself to an old friend named Samantha, who happens to be part of the Camarilla, but was an old friend of Yvette's and hers. After sharing information about the events that transpired that evening, she came out of the office with a new pair of pants and a reacquired target, seeing that Hannah was at the bar looking to interrogate Sam once more. After following her to her apartment, she decided best to go back home, where we pick up the next night, her having woken up and reflexively healed one of her levels of aggravated damage. We find Nicole in the hunger again, but it is the next night. Your hunger has increased, but your undead flesh has started to mend itself. What would you like to do with your evening so far?
People can hear me now?
They can sure hear you now.
Great.
I hope
Sorry, I
you
was
were
just
ready for
opening. I was opening my character sheet just to have it available.
Sure. That's a good move.
Player 101. Player 101, kids. Open your character sheets before you get in trouble.
Right.
Well,
Yeah.
well, I have to wait for what's his face?
Pablo Antonio. Yeah.
The fun guy.
The fun guy. I mean, he's not a mushroom, but he could be if he really wanted to be. So you come.
You have to wait for him to show up, no, to give him my information.
The information, yeah, which he will definitely use his hands to speak to you, of course, because we're gonna hit all the stereotypes.
You're not Italian if you don't, and that's a stereotype based on truth.
Okay, I will write that down just in case somebody complains.
You can. I lived in Italy.
Oh, okay.
I can guarantee that.
I have it on good authority then. So, you have a pair of pants that aren't yours. Do you like to change out of them or keep them?
Oh yeah. Am I wearing Samantha's pants still?
You are still wearing Samantha's pants, yes.
I don't change into pajamas?
It's a choice. If you want to change into pajamas, you could have changed into your pajamas.
Yeah, I feel like we're not barbarians, so
Okay,
I'm a pajama person.
sure.
Or vampire, I guess.
You can still be a person as a vampire.
Uh,
I've always played that since it didn't matter anymore. I just went to sleep in the same clothes. Uh,
it always matters. What are you talking about?
but I also came from the group of players that would all have trench coats regardless of where you are in the world. So if we were playing vampire in Miami, we all had trench coats in Miami because that's the kind of vampires we were. So you wake up in your room in your, I would assume, is a weekday pajama. Do you have different pajamas for the weekend?
No, that's weird.
Okay.
Just in pajamas.
Listen,
I'll change into normal people clothing, and
all right.
I guess I don't know what part of my morning routine would have been. Just we don't have breakfast anymore, so
You do not. You do not. The You wake up a little bit earlier than Yvette, as you are still much more in tune with your humanity than she is. Uh, so you wake up just after the sun has set on the horizon, and you notice that the house is, as always, incredibly quiet before she awakens. There is a newspaper that has been laid out for her next to her chaise lounge. Uh, and you notice that the headline, excuse me, at the top reads "Third body found in Riverside" with an exclamation point.
sucks.
And it just shows a picture of the steamboat docks that you walked by on your way to the last call bar.
All right.
So whatever happened near you.
That's probably my fault. It's fine. Um. Okay, well, I guess I'll just pass the time until Paolo, whatever his face is, shows up.
Sure enough, closer to 10, Yvette emerges from her quote unquote cave, uh, looking like a painting almost. She has these satin dress pajamas that are just these long one color slips that just go down to the floor. And she has one in almost every color imaginable. But she comes over, she slides her hand across your face in a manner very reminiscent of a loving gesture, but somehow
Reminiscent.
just mechanical. Yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And she goes and sits and looks at the newspaper and then holds it up towards you. Did you have anything to do with this?
Not that I know of.
Okay.
I told you everything I did last night, so
Mm-hmm.
if I had something to do with that, it's news to me.
I believe you, but you were in the area, so it behooves me to ask.
Hmm.
This might be tied to this henna then. It is.
She did not seem like the type to cause the problems.
Oh, you are friends with her now, is that it?
No, she just doesn't seem capable of it.
Hmm. At the end of the day, we are all capable of it. The hunger is too much. We are all capable of it. But this
Sure, okay.
is the third body in 4 weeks. It almost coincides with her arrival here. I don't like it.
Yeah, she's not great, so. I guess there's that.
Yes.
But what is to say that it's not the werewolves?
I would have to wager that this word here, and she has her finger on a word in the article that is exsanguinated.
Yeah. That's
This might persuade me against that argument.
Yeah, that would do it.
This is a breach of the masquerade in every form. If it is her, then she is playing a very, very dangerous game. And if it's not her, that means that there is something else going on. Did you see anything strange when you were following her?
No? She went from the bar to her apartment. And then I came back because the sunlight was going to show up.
Yes.
So if it was her, she did it very quickly.
Wow. There was an entire time period where you did lose sight of her. While you were playing with your dogs.
Sure. I didn't, I'm not a pet person, but my dogs, oui.
You're the one that found the stray.
Yes, well, I don't want to keep her.
Good. I don't think we have the room for her. So, I would be very prepared for things to take a turn moving forward. This is not a good sign.
I mean, things have not been great for a while. So
she looks at you. She looks at you with a faux hurt on her face, and she's like, "Have I not treated you well?"
No, I mean like the political bullshit.
Oh, okay. Here I was.
My God, this woman is a Scorpio.
Here I was beginning to think that I had mistreated you in some way.
No. That is fine. I'm just saying, we're not for the people that are in power right now. And then what is it? The
Camarilla?
what are they called? No. The old ones or whatever.
Oh, the elders?
Yeah, the ones who disappeared, right?
Yeah, the elders. All the elders disappeared.
Yeah, the elders disappeared, and the Camarilla are doing things that are weird, and Hannah is in here. That's what I'm talking about.
The Camarilla has always believed themselves to be doing something for the greater good.
Right, doesn't mean they are. That is something you've taught me.
Good, you're learning.
Some things.
It's a good sign. And as she says that, you see the door open, and the gentleman, manservant that she has, bows, and behind him you see Paolo enter. Hey, buonanotte, and he goes over, kind of really animated, kisses Yvette's hand, comes over to you, and holds out his hand for like a high five. It's like, hey, I saw some children doing this. I think it's going to catch on.
I think it's going to catch on.
It
Oh my
is,
god.
it is kind of hip and very young, yes?
Yeah. We're all hip and young in this room. High five.
She throws the newspaper at him, and in his high, he catches it and then looks down at the story, and immediately slumps back down into his hunched self that you remember seeing the night before.
Oh, buddy.
Yeah, and he just looks at the both of you, and then down at the newspaper again. He's like, I had nothing to do with these, I can assure you. So I can only imagine what is going on. Did you do this? And he looks at you.
Why is that always the first question? No, I did not do this.
He holds up his hands, and as he puts down the newspaper, he's like, "Scusi, it's just that you are the youngest one here and the most inexperienced with hiding bodies, so..."
Right, but I'm not the youngest one in Salem.
This is true.
Okay. Also, I did not even kill anyone last night, so I almost got killed.
You see his eyes open for a little bit, and then he slides over to where Yvette is lying, kind of like laid out, and he holds up her feet as he sits down underneath them and then puts them on his lap, and he's like,
Oh, best friends.
he looks up and he's like, "What the? Please enlighten me about this story. I assume that you had an altercation with this woman from out of town."
Okay, well, first of all, you asked me for a name.
Yes.
Her name is Hannah.
Oh, Hannah.
Hannah, she is from Chicago.
It's a stupid name from Chicago.
It's a very old name. But not my favorite. So yeah, I guess. Surprised I found her based off the information you gave me. There was not much to go off.
I mean, it's good information.
Yeah, keen eyes and smart mind is like not the best descriptors. But she is someone's agent.
An agent from Chicago named Hannah.
All right. We know that the Prince of Chicago is not very popular right now.
No.
So I wonder why he has sent Hannah over. She's been hounding our friend Samantha.
The girl at the bar.
Yes, the lovely woman at the bar. Not sure why. Samantha's not speaking to her, but that's what I got. Oh, she is investigating the disappearance of the others. That's what she's claiming to do here.
I mean, what is there to investigate? They disappeared. Goodbye.
Right, that's what I told her. But and also, I believe that's what Samantha told her as well. But she was all like, "Oh, tell me what you know." And Samantha was like, "Bro, they disappeared."
Just like I was there. I can. Your performance
Word
is
for word.
riveting.
I have been known to be entertainment before. That's really what I have. After the bar, she just went back towards the Orpheus. She stays at her home, her abode, I guess, is in the Twin Madams.
In those ugly buildings.
Yeah.
That's going to be difficult.
And why, are we going to kill her now?
No, but we can't just walk in and try to find her. The apartments are owned by For a big pain in the dick, as the children say.
And this pain in the dick, their name is?
He is the primogen of the Ventru clan, Thomas Hyde.
Thomas Hyde.
Tomasi's...
Of the Gentrum?
The Ventru.
Ventru.
Tomasi's a stickler for rules. And if he's keeping her in his apartments, and she is someone that the primogen is protecting, that is bad news.
I mean, is any of this good news?
No, but I was hoping that, we'd have an easy kind of like ping pong boom, we go in, we beat her up a bit, and then we kind of leave and just leave her to her devices. But this is gonna be stormy waters to navigate. I'm not equipped for this. I apologize.
I certainly am not equipped to beat anyone up. As last night has
no, I can
proven.
beat someone up. That is who you are looking at. Two hands that are ready to, to do.
To punch.
Sure, yeah, they can punch, they can strangle, whatever needs to be done with them.
Wait. Why do we want to hurt her? I mean, she doesn't have the best personality. Her name is garbage, but what would we get out of hurting her?
I mean, yes, you are correct here. I am currently jumping to conclusions here, but we have to.
No, I'm sure we will have to hurt her eventually, but I just want to know why.
Okay. Well, you're flip-flopping very much, and I would prefer it if you kind of stayed on one target.
Yes, well, we all prefer one thing or another, but
right.
It's not always what we get.
Okay, so I
Hi, welcome to being a brat.
Yeah. I wanted to hurt her immediately, and then you chastised me for it, and now you want to hurt her.
No,
at some point.
Just questioning.
Right.
No, I'm saying probably we will have to. But just why? I mean, I'm not saying I want to or I don't want to. I'm saying if it makes sense and it aligns with our goals.
I mean, to hurt her, we would chance being on the bad side of the primogen of the city. So I think some leverage would be better. This might not be a physical confrontation, but more of a social one. And for this, I'm going to leave that up to the two of you. I know that you are much better at it than I am. And you see him kind of caressing the ankles of Yvette. Kind of that.
I'm very uncomfortable.
That he doesn't go above her shin, like midway up her shin, but he does kind of show a very heartfelt kind of caress or massage. But she looks at you for a moment and then back to him, and she slides her feet away from him as she gets up. And she's like, I'll go and get dressed then for these. It looks like we're going into the city.
Oh, you're going into the city. Interesting. When's the last time we did that?
It has been some time.
Yeah. We do like this, what is it, mansion?
Yeah. But she turns to him and she's like, I will be incurring the typical fee for this. I hope you understand this, Paulo. And he nods. And then she kind of walks out and leaves the two of you alone. He immediately stands up and slides over to you.
Paulo.
Miss Nicole, if this is a very precarious position that we find ourselves in, I hope that you will take care of Miss Yvette for me.
You know her, right? You know who you're talking about.
Yes. And
Okay, that's it. That's all I'm going to say about that.
Oh yeah, the apple hasn't fallen far from the tree, if I could be so bold as to say.
You already were.
But
You did. You said it.
but I think that she can be a little headstrong and throw herself into her work, and I think that a good pair of eyes looking out for her is sometimes necessary.
Well, I almost got myself killed by a werewolf last night, so do with that what you will. And yeah, we'll get more information or whatever.
You see, he stumbles back as you say what you say, and he looks at you. He's like, when you say a werewolf, are you speaking like metaphorically, like it was just a big man who could have been like a wolf in the sheets or some shit, or are you saying like?
Does it look like I'm speaking metaphorically?
I mean, the two of you are very, very theatrical, so I need to make sure that.
Do I still have a scar from? Because I'm still healing.
Oh yeah,
right?
yeah.
Okay, I just show him the scar.
Yes, that is much more gruesome than any gangrel wound I have seen. Who else knows?
Yeah, it did not go great for me. Just Yvette.
I mean, you are.
Oh, and Samantha.
You are
I had to
alive.
borrow some of her pants. Who else knows that I'm alive?
No, who else knows that there's a werewolf in the city?
Oh, just Yvette and Samantha.
Okay.
Actually, did I even say it was a werewolf to Samantha? I don't think I did. I just showed up, bloody. And then she gave me pants. What are friends for?
Yes. What are friends for? I see I have to make more than a few phone calls tonight.
So just one last question, because you did not answer it. What are we doing concerning Hannah? Like, why are we following her? What more should I seek to get out of her? You're very quiet about it, and
I mean,
it's very confusing.
If you could get close to her and find out why she has come to Salem, that would be the end game, as some say. If she is an agent of somebody,
So we're not. I was gonna say we're not believing the whole researching the others thing.
I don't buy that.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
It's been 4 years. There's whatever happened, and if somebody is trying to figure out if it will happen again, it's a little late for that, I think. And one person alone isn't going to be doing it. I can assure you of that.
Okay. Good to know.
But you said she's an agent of someone who was sent here from Chicago, so we need to figure out why she was sent, who the agent is, and what is happening in Chicago. We're not exactly sister cities, so...
Who is our sister city?
I mean, if I had to choose, I would say it's Salem, Virginia, West Virginia. Or even Salem, Massachusetts. Why not?
That's the cool one.
I mean...
God, there are a lot of Salems in this country.
There's
Do they
several.
not have better names?
I mean, if you really look, you'll see that America is built on copies of itself. I mean, look at Hollywood. There's like 14 Hollywoods in all of the United States.
How boring.
No.
Why did we ever leave Europe?
Well, because of war.
Mortals.
I
Okay, Paolo, I guess you will be visiting us tomorrow as well.
no. I have my own questions to start asking, and so that's going to require some of my time. I have an agent, a friend rather, if you can call him that. He's a special kind of special, but he lives on the riverside. If you need any help, he is a fellow clansman.
Okay, what's his name?
But just be aware that you might need to bring some cat food or cat treats with you when you go to see him.
I'm going to stick to my original question, although there's another question I would like to ask more. But
Sure.
what is his name?
They call him Teddy.
Teddy.
Yes. He has always been fond of the name Theodore, and so we oblige him. But no one knows his true name. No one knows his true age. He's just, to be honest, he scares the shit out of me. And if you could become the go-between between me and him, it would be fantastic.
Cat treats, you say?
Cat treats or cat food?
Or food?
No.
Is that for him?
No, it's for his familiars.
Ah. That was the other question I wanted to ask.
Yeah, sure, of course. It would have been the first one for me, but we are different people.
Yes, I am much more accepting, it seems.
You are. And I hope that is the main virtue you take when you meet Teddy, because he can be...
I mean, you already told me he's terrifying, so I'm really prepared for a lot now.
Bella, I hope you truly are. And as he says that, you see Yvette walk in what could only be described as like a female Indiana Jones. She's got the brown slacks, the boots, the white work shirt, and a kind of vest, and just this fedora with a small feather on her left side. And Paolo takes her hand and kisses it, walks over, kisses her hand, and then exits in a flourish of Italian machismo.
Oh, God.
And Yvette just rolls her eyes as he does, but he's escorted out by your ghoul, or her ghoul.
That's such a good sentence.
And in the same motion, she comes over. She's like, "Do you need to hunt by any chance, or can we get?"
Do I need to hunt?
I mean, you are at hunger 3. If we go to your character sheet, let me bring it up for people. If we go to your character sheet, we can see that you are at hunger 3.
What happens when I hit 5?
You care for nothing but feeding.
I just show her my scar.
Nothing else matters.
I guess
Yeah.
it would be good.
Sure, of course. Very well. We'll make a pit stop then. Somewhere where there aren't any transients, as I understand your desire not to feed off of them.
Wait, don't I only feed off of transients? I can't remember.
Your pre-exclusion is that you will not feed off of...
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's
pretty good.
it's an excluded group.
Yeah, sounds
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, you cannot feed off of homeless.
Yeah, we'll just do the usual and find a lonely smoker outside of a bar in an alleyway or some shit.
Oh, yes, of course.
Yeah, it's not a transient, so we're good.
Yes. And definitely nothing on the riverside, as there's too much attention over there currently.
Oh, I wonder, is that where he said his friend was living? The Riverside, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, interesting.
Yep.
Okay.
So perhaps we'll go across the bridge into West Salem.
Okay. Whatever you fancy, milady.
It's whatever you fancy. But it's a good half-hour trip to get out into the boonies that is West Salem. And you go across the bridge. And she looks at you and she's like, all right, I'll pick you up here in an hour. Try not to kill anyone. And remember, this
Wait,
is...
aren't I here to kill someone?
No, this is... We're trying to lay low, not to breach the masquerade, as it has already been breached. So, try to keep it to one murder a week. I think is a good life lesson. So, the newspapers show that R1 for the week has been taken up. So no killing.
All right. Very well.
Okay. I'm trying not to get caught by Joshua, and she drives off.
Am I in Joshua's territory?
Yep.
Very exciting.
West Salem.
West Salem.
So,
All right.
there is a string of bars that line one of the streets of West Salem. I'll give you the name for that later when I can actually access the pictures. I think I can have these. Yeah. There we go. So there is a Dokes Ferry Road that has a couple of bars lining up and down as you get closer to Glen Creek Road.
Okay. I'll just lie in wait. See if any unfortunates decide to go out for a smoke by themselves.
Okay.
Or if I see Joshua, one of both.
Sure enough, there is a couple of guys that come out of one bar, glasses in hand, cigarettes hanging off their lower lips, and you see that they light up and they start talking about the upcoming presidential election and how they don't know who this other guy is, so Reagan should have it clenched. And
Are you talking about Kennedy?
No.
Okay, good.
No, that was the first election. Remember, Reagan got reelected, and he did go up against a nobody. He was a senator.
Okay. No, I don't remember, so it's fine.
Yeah. But one of them throws his half-finished cigarette away and tells the other one that he's got to take a piss, and then kind of walks back into the bar. The other one stays.
Oh, inside. Okay.
Yeah.
Thought I was gonna kill someone who was peeing.
No, the other one stays out there, finishing his cigarette.
Okay, I'll do the classic, like, strut up and... Do you have a light?
Do you have a cigarette? Do you actually walk around with cigarettes?
I guess. I feel like I'd smoke
Okay.
because I can.
Sure.
It's not gonna kill me,
It
so
is not. Okay.
literally the only way I would actually smoke if I knew it was not going to kill me.
Yeah. Make a persuasion and charisma roll.
Oh, okay, wait. Remind me how to do that?
So you're gonna go to your persuasion skill.
Yes.
Hit the
yes,
button.
yes, okay.
You're gonna
Persuasion skill.
hit that
okay.
button. It's gonna ask
Charisma.
you. Yeah, it's gonna ask
with
you.
Attribute charisma.
Yep, it's gonna ask you which attribute you want to pair, and then you hit submit, and it should roll.
Okay, no modifiers. Great.
No modifiers. Ooh, that's a dangerous roll that you just did.
Why?
One, you have a critical success because you have a 10 on your normal dice, and you have a 10 on your hunger dice. But because one of the criticals is in your hunger dice, you've scored what is called a messy critical. So
Great.
yeah.
I'm a mess, so
Yeah. So with a messy critical, you get what you want, but in the most bestial way possible, because it's not you successfully getting it; it is the beast inside that successfully
so
gets
literally
it.
he asked me if I have a light, if I have a I just go for his neck.
Yeah. So before
You know what, this tracks.
Before he can even get his lighter out of his pocket, you push him up against the wall. He drops his glass, and as it shatters on the floor, your teeth are already sinking into his neck.
Great.
And
I'm gonna try not to kill him, obviously.
Okay. So if you could go to your character sheet and
Yes.
make a willpower roll. It's gonna be the last button under willpower.
Okay, yes.
Yeah, not the reroll, but the actual willpower roll.
Okay, it's asking me willpower, and it has a 5 next to it.
No, bring it down to 3 currently.
Okay, I'm gonna
Bring
press go.
Bring it down to 4. Bring it down to 4. I forgot that you get your 4th point back.
Okay. 4. We good?
Yep.
No modifier.
No modifier. 2. Perfect.
Oops. Oh, okay.
Yeah, you're fine. So sure enough, you get that thirst, that liquid gold into your throat and down into your gullet, and as it travels down, you find it just intoxicating. It is equal parts heroin and just euphoria. And it is...
I was gonna say, I might relate more if we're talking about ginger ale.
It is chocolate milk in all its glory.
Yeah. All right. Okay.
Yeah.
Closer.
There you go. And there's a euphoria that is really hard to break from, but you manage to pull yourself away in just an angry but satisfied pull. You lick the wound closed, and he just has like this trail of just a little splotch of blood on his shoulder.
I clean it with his own collar. I just
course.
like dab at it.
Yeah. You see him kind of woozy. He's kind of woozy. Like he drops his cigarette. He drops his lighter, and you see him just kind of like keeping himself standing by holding himself against the bar. And you see the door open and his friend come out, and he's like, "Hey!"
I just want to eat him too. I hate him.
I hope I'm not interrupting anything. Hey.
I was just finished and I walk away.
Okay.
That definitely didn't take an hour.
No, that was
Great.
maybe 20 minutes. So you have
Okay.
other bars up the street that you can try
Can I
to.
keep eating?
You you can try. You can try to continue tempting the beast as long as you can. You can never go below 1 hunger unless you kill someone. So, but
Okay, but
you have slaked one of your hunger away.
okay, I'll hide in the shadows again and see if there's anyone else. I
Okay.
have time to kill. Why not?
Sure.
It's either this or go find Joshua, and I don't think that's going to end well. So
Oh. So go ahead and make a stealth and stamina check as you kind of
okay.
slink into the
Oh, great.
shadows.
This will end well.
I mean, your hunger's gone down, so the odds of you getting another sloppy critical or a messy failure are 3 successes. That's impressive. Sure enough, you see a couple of guys, like a group of guys, talking sports and just like being complete frat heads and just
I already want to kill them.
just bouncing off of each other and like hooting and chest thumping. One of them is like, hold up, I gotta go, I gotta break the seal, my bad. And he slinks into the alley that you're hiding, completely walking by you.
Imbecile.
Like he does not see you standing in the shadowy doorway as he kind of goes over to one of the dumpsters, and you just hear the zip of his zipper undone.
And I catch him from behind. Dick out.
Dick out just the second he starts to stream.
Yep.
And sure enough, you have a high enough dexterity and athletics to get him by surprise. And he is in a compromised position. But again, you feel, and this one has a different taste. The other one,
Piece of douchebag.
yeah, the other one had a resonance of kind of what's it called? A not intoxication, but of enamored, of a kind of, it kind of had a romantic blush to it.
He liked me.
It was tinted with those feelings. This one is on the complete opposite scale. It is nothing but aggression and testosterone and just straight kind of offensive masculinity.
Ugh, the worst.
Yeah. But you notice that this one has such a strong taste in your mouth that it is a little more difficult to pull yourself away. And you do pick up a resonance of it involved in your feeding. Go ahead and make another willpower roll for me to pull yourself away.
Okay. Willpower number
4.
4.
Boo, 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 boo.
I don't know what this means.
I mean, you got 3 successes. That's what that means. That's great.
I don't know. I don't know how rolling in this game works.
The more successes you get, the better off you are. So you rolled 3 successes. It is difficult to pull yourself away, but you do it. You manage to, just at the last second, as you feel the vestiges of what is his mortality, you just pull yourself away, angrily lick the wound close, and then kind of just push him against the wall that he's peeing on.
Ha! Tossed him into his own pee.
Yes, which he does kind of fall into his own pee.
Good.
But you are back down to hunger 1. So
Good.
so you could try to go to 0 if you want to kill somebody, or you could hang out
No.
here for the rest of the night.
Yvette said not to kill anyone. Ivy said not to kill anyone, so I won't.
Yeah. Okay. So sure enough,
I know better than to anger her.
Close to the hour, almost like clockwork, you see her car pull up again in the same kind of street. And she pulls up and picks you up. And you see her hand...
I get in the car. When I get in the car, I go, "Oh, thank you for picking me up, Mother. I had a lovely time in the schoolyard, made lots of friends."
You see she pulls out a handkerchief and throws it at your face. She's like, "Oh, I'm glad that you had a good time, and I hope you did not kill anyone."
No, you said not to, so I did not.
No? Oh. If only all my children were this well behaved.
We are your children after all. You can't really blame us for having such strong wills of our own.
I mean, the other 2 were test runs. I think you show the best potential out of the 3.
You flatter me.
So, while you were feeding, I managed to do some reconnaissance, and I have found some things. We're going to go back to the Orpheus. It seems that our Miss Hannah is going back to try and persuade the Sheriff Green to give her the information she desires.
Is Sheriff Green the guy I spoke to?
Yeah. He was the one inside the theater with her. I'm going to trust you to try to get into their discussion, and I'll be watching from a safe distance in case anything goes wrong.
I will do my best. Or my worst. I don't know, depends whichever you prefer.
Can't be worse than me. Harvey hates me, so I can't be seen anywhere near him. But
Alright.
he doesn't have any preconceived notions about. He doesn't know you, so you have a clean slate when it comes to him.
Are you trying to say something? He doesn't know you.
I mean, unless you 2 are friends all of a sudden and you haven't told me.
No.
Okay then. So, you drive back on to the other side of the bridge, and you make your way into the old historic downtown, and she drops you off a block away from the Orpheus, and you notice that the car that was on fire the night before has been removed as you're driving towards the Orpheus. And you don't see the stack of boxes in the alley where the car was on fire. So,
I guess they have relocated.
as she drops you off, she tells you, it's like, be aware that there are werewolves around, and that you are probably on their...
No, you don't say.
Alright, get out.
I get out.
Yeah, and she drives off.
Of course there are werewolves around. Fucking got bit by one last night.
You got slashed by one, you did not get bit.
Alright, whatever. I got slashed by one.
Yeah.
There was pain involved and I'm still recovering.
Yeah. Biting is a much different animal. No pun intended.
Right, also I'm guessing it wouldn't go very well for me, so...
They just do a death roll like alligators.
Well, I I mean, I guess I could be wrong. I guess maybe I'm wrong, but traditionally, like werewolves biting vampires doesn't end well.
Yeah, yeah. Also, they hunt in packs, so it's never just the one that you have to worry about.
Yeah. Mm. Werewolves, not swearwolves.
Yeah. So, uh, you see as you're walking towards the Orpheus that Sheriff Green and Hannah are both outside talking. Uh, and there's a small kind of group of people going in to see a movie. There's maybe like
I guess it is a movie
six.
theater, huh?
Yeah, it is an active movie theater. There are 6 people currently in line. They're off to the side, talking, and you notice that both sets of double doors, are fully open, and that there's
Does that mean anything to me?
a brightness from the theater. Well, when you went in for the Elysium, it was darker. The doors were closed. It was meant to give the idea that this wasn't open. Now,
Okay.
the next night, being back to normal operation, it is a completely opposite thing. Like, you can hear music coming from inside. You can smell the popcorn and the confections, the cotton candy, the hot dog smell, the corn dog smells.
Gross. Gross smells.
I thought you'd
Okay.
jump at the bit for some cotton candy.
Yeah, that's fair. The cotton candy doesn't really have a smell, especially when put next to popcorn.
Okay.
Popcorn smells so strongly. Did you hear Jethro bark?
No.
Oh, he's dream barking.
Oh.
Yeah.
Poor guy.
Okay, well, I guess I will go insert myself into their conversation.
Okay. So, as you approach, you see Hannah close her notebook.
Do I hear anything before I get there? Like eavesdroppy?
Sure, let's find out. Make an awareness and composure roll.
Okay.
Let's see what you
Hope
get.
this goes better. Modifier 0, correct?
0. Actually, do you have Auspex?
Oh, yeah, I do have aspects.
What's your power? Yeah, you could have used 1 more point.
Oh, well.
So, that's fine. You hear the basic things that you heard the night before. You know, it's like, where were you? Where do you think they've gone to? What have you heard from Chicago? The only new bit of information you hear is she mentions Egypt.
Egypt?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. This woman.
And as you approach, she sees you. She closes the notebook, and the sheriff kind of turns. She looks at her. And he follows her eyes to you, and you see him kind of nod at you. And he's like, Nicole, right?
We?
To what do I owe this pleasure?
Well, Sheriff, I just had a few questions to ask. You see, I was severely injured last night, and I was just wondering what is being done about it, about the certain situation we might have on our hands.
Who exactly attacked you? Do you know? Is
this a safe place to speak?
No. There's he looks around. He's like, there's a diner a couple blocks down we can go to. We can talk there. And he looks over at her. He's like, do you mind if this waits, Miss Smalley? And she's like, no. And she looks at you. She's
Miss
like,
Molly? Did he say Miss Molly?
Miss Smalley.
Oh, Smalley.
Yeah.
Haha. Okay, where did I write her name down? How do you spell that? Because I know you care.
Just small and then an EY.
Okay. See, that's not how I would have spelled it.
Oh. And she's like, no, this actually interests me. There's no reason why kindred should turn on kindred. So this might fit my.
No, it's not our kindred that caused the injury in question.
He looks at you and he's like, Are you saying you were being hunted?"
I'm saying I was attacked. I don't know so much about hunted. Oh, you see, I'm not familiar with the way others function.
Well, we
I'm
can
gonna play
walk
dumb.
and
I'm trying to play dumb.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see if it goes across, and let's do a subterfuge and manipulation roll.
Can't wait. I'm trying to be a bimbo.
Oh, and do you get anything? No, not from your disciplines.
No, my other things are.
Yeah, they're not for that.
No, not yet. Okay.
Not
Manipulation,
yet.
you said.
Yeah. So it'd be subterfuge and manipulation.
No modifiers.
No modifiers.
Great. Cool.
2. Okay. So, yeah, you see that they're still kind of baffled by what you're trying to get at. So he's like, "All right, well, let's just walk and talk then. That way, anything that we shouldn't be saying in public gets lost in the shuffle of feet and the noise of traffic."
Did you perhaps happen to see last night there was a homeless man who had set up in the alleyway?
I mean, there's a couple of homeless people that set up down in this area. We don't pay attention to them unless one of us like has a proclivity for that kind of blood.
Well, perhaps you should start. As last night, his companion turned out to be a werewolf.
You see that they kind of stop as you're walking and they pull you aside into like an area, like a little alcove between buildings. And
yes, well, I asked if this was a safe place to speak, and then you were like, it's a diner.
Okay, well,
and then you were like, no, let's stop and walk, and now you're pulling me into an alleyway.
I mean, this is one. It's not an alleyway; it's an alcove. Secondly, are you sure it was a werewolf that attacked you?
I don't know. I could be wrong. I mean, first there was a human, and then it was a wolf, and it has claws, and it had a snout. It did not smell very good. Could not be controlled. Also, I'm not healing from it. Does that sound like a werewolf to you?
He's like, okay. This is.
I love being a snarky little shit.
Yeah. He's like
the worst. I hate myself.
This is a concern then. If the city wolves are back. Let me make a phone call. If the two of you want to keep going down this street, you want to make a left a couple blocks down, and you'll see a diner just off there to the side. But it's called the Lucky Dime. Just tell them that you're friends of mine, and they'll set you up at a good table in the back. And you see him jump across the street to the payphone and immediately, frantically, push some buttons as he picks up the receiver and puts in some change.
I'll keep Miss Smalley good company. Shall we?
She looks at you, and you see that she's taken to writing in her notebook again, and she's like, how big was this werewolf? Do you remember? Was it male, female?
No, it was all a blur. First it was not there, and then it was there, and I got so hurt. I'm still trying to play stupid.
I know. I know. I'm trying to debate whether or not to make you roll again.
Sure.
But
Why not? I'll do it.
But she looks at you and she's like, so you didn't get any information from it. You didn't hear anything while you were attacking it or being attacked by it, or you didn't.
Are you sure this is a conversation you want to have outdoors?
I
The
mean,
sheriff did instruct us to go to the diner.
I mean, yeah.
Shouldn't we be following the rules?
I mean, there are bigger. Let's just walk and talk then, and you see she starts to pick up the pace. I need to know if the city's dangerous or not.
Well, how about we play a game? I
this
answer one of your questions and you answer one of mine.
I mean, is this really the time for games?
I don't know. Do you really want the information?
All right.
I'm happy to wait for the sheriff to return.
Now,
I'm also happy to give you the information.
Now go ahead and make a persuasion and manipulation roll.
Ah, good. My persuasion's actually high. All right.
We'll see if she can resist you. 7 successes. Jesus fuck.
Good night.
All right. Well, that
Something
beats.
had to balance out.
Yeah, that beats my 4. So you see that she thinks about it for a good while, and as you see the sign of the lucky dime, she turns to you and she's like, okay, once we get inside, question for question, but I need to know what happened and what you know about this attack of yours. And as you walk in,
cross my heart.
oh, because that means so much to you.
Yep.
As you walk inside the diner, you see that there's a little podium and a young, maybe 15-year-old girl, high ponytail, little crescent moon earrings, and what might be purple eyeliner. You're not sure.
Oh, sorry.
But she holds up 2 menus and she's like, would it just be the 2 of you?
No, my dear, we are waiting on a said Mr. Harvey. He said you would know him.
And then Hannah looks at her and she's like, Harvey Green sent us. And the young girl puts the menus back and she's like, oh, of course. This way, please. And she takes you to a round kind of alcove at the end of the diner, and she sits you at a booth that has no windows and just overlooks the rest of the diner itself. And she goes over and she pours 3 cups of coffee, and then just has a slice of apple pie that she brings over and sets at the table next to one of the coffees. There's no silverware. There's just the cups, the slice, and the 2 of you right now.
Okay. Merci.
And she walks off. But you see Hannah look at you and she's like, okay, so who goes first?
So, Chicago, you say? Why have you come? Why are you so far from home?
Who Who said Chicago?
Well, you said so last night. Do you not remember meeting me at the bar?
She looks at you. She's like, I don't remember saying anything about Chicago. Make a subterfuge and manipulation roll. Let's see if you can worm your way out.
This is one of those moments where the player doesn't remember exactly how she got the information.
Yeah. Oh no. Oh no. Oh yeah, that's
okay.
a higher roll than yours.
I literally cannot tell her because I don't remember how I got this information, so it does.
Yeah. She looks at you. She's like, I don't remember saying anything about Chicago last night to Miss Crushing or anyone at the bar. I don't know where you picked that up from.
Oh, it's my mistake if it is incorrect.
Yeah. So, who attacked you? What go through the motions of what happened last night.
Who said anything about an attack? I don't remember mentioning an attack to you.
I mean, you said it in front of the sheriff that you were attacked, and then you.
And you did not respond to my question, so our bargain is not.
I mean, I figured your question was null and void because it didn't matter.
Well, when you assume things, I guess you end up making an ass out of you and me.
Okay. I guess so. Yes. That still doesn't mean anything. I don't know what Chicago has to do with anything of importance.
Well, I was just trying to get to know you, and or I guess get to know why you're here. It's not, we don't get visitors very often all the way out here in Salem, Oregon. So you must excuse my curiosity.
Right. Well, if you must know, I'm from Phoenix, Arizona. I'm not that far off as Chicago.
Oh. No, yes, Chicago. It's very far from here.
Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you. And if you must know, I did get attacked last night.
Mm-hmm.
But as I said, all I can really remember is that it was in the alleyway outside, and there was a werewolf.
All right, but there's a difference between a male werewolf and a female werewolf. Like their body structures are completely different.
Oh, are they?
I mean,
it was my first sighting ever. I've never seen a werewolf before.
I'm assuming you could tell if one's a male or a female. Like there's things you can't hide when you're a female.
Oh, you must pardon me. I was not trying to sneak a peek at the dick. I was busy trying not to get this, and I can't even remember where my freaking, I'm clearly wearing a skirt tonight because I keep showing people the scarf.
Clearly.
I show her the scar, and I'm like, I was a little busy dealing with this. I was not quite trying to ogle at the werewolf.
Yeah, you see her. She looks down at the scar, and she kind of looks at her range of motion for her hand. And she's like, "That's a bigger hand."
It is a big hand, yes. So I pardon, but I do not remember if it was a female or a male werewolf. It hurts, though. I can tell you that much.
Yeah, no, yeah. I've been clawed by a gangrel before.
Oh. Do you still have the scars? Do they ever go away?
They go away.
They go away.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, since I went first, you can have another question if you'd like, and then I will have another question.
Okay. I haven't seen you at the previous Elysium. What do you do here in Salem?
Mostly, I walk around, I look fabulous, I'm a little bit of a snarky shit.
Okay, so you're a Toreador, and she writes it down.
Yeah, we all do tend to be like that, don't we?
Mm-hmm.
Based off of my knowledge of clans, is she reading a stereotype of some sort? Like she just stereotyped me?
Not really. She's kind of more of the interrogative reporter type right now, and none of the clans really fit that kind of stereotype. You could try making a awareness and composure roll to try and suss out some more from what she's done to you. And
No, I'll just ask her.
Okay.
It's fine. That's not gonna end well.
You get one bad roll, and you're like, I'm done for the night.
No, I just know how that brain process is going to work. I'm gonna have asked a yes or no question instead of an open-ended question. So, what clan do you belong to, my dear?
Oh, I am of the Bruja clan, if you must know.
The Bruja. How do you spell that? B-R...
Like Bruja, B-R-U...
Like a bruja?
Yeah, B-R-U-J-A-H.
Well, I just wanted to make sure it wasn't with an J-A-H?
Yeah.
That's not how you spell bruja.
I mean...
It is in this game, to
yeah,
be fair.
Yeah, it's just they added an H.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Bruja clan.
Yeah.
Do we have any of them in Oregon?
Yeah, there's a bunch of Bruja.
Sorry, in Salem? Okay.
In Salem particularly, there are a few Bruja. There's a Bruja Primogen, who is a female. Who else is Bruja? You haven't met him. That's the sheriff is a Bruja.
So and I'm guessing within clans they have contacts with,
Yeah.
Like you'll know if it's a fellow clan member.
No, there's no like in clan knowledge of who each other are.
There's no yellow pages?
No, there's no like secret handshake to be like, hey, you Bruja too? Prove it.
So like our dear sheriffs then.
It's like, yeah, just like Harvey.
Yes, I can see the family resemblance.
Sure. She's like, so you said you were attacked by a werewolf, and you said there was another person with them. Did they not turn into a werewolf? Was it just the one out of the two?
They could have after I left. I did run away quite quickly.
Mm-hmm.
But these eyes did not see them transform.
It's interesting.
Yes, it's weird. I was under the assumption that they tend to hunt in packs.
Yeah, that's the stereotype.
So why is this of such interest to you, my dear?
City wolves usually has striking a chord with the Camarilla in the city, if they're trying to be civil about sharing the city.
Right, but why is it so interesting to you?
I mean, if one city has wolves, that means that another city might have wolves as well. They might be coming in from the wilderness, so I might have to warn my people back in Phoenix.
Will you be going back to Phoenix anytime soon?
No, I haven't been called back, so I also need to finish what I started here. So there's some things I have to take care of. And as she says that, the door opens to the diner, and you see Harvey come in. He shares a couple of sentences with the girl at the front, and you see him kind of give her a hug. And then he comes over to the booth and sits down in front of the seat.
Before he gets close, I'll just look at Hannah and say, well, let me know if I can be of any service to your whatever it is you're doing, since you're keeping it so mysterious, my dear.
I mean, I'm just looking to see what's going on in the city. And that's when Harvey kind of walks over and slides into the seat that has the coffee and the pie. And you see him kind of just...
Can he eat food?
No, he just hovers over it and smells it.
Oh, that's some weird sort of torture, Sheriff.
It's the little things that remind me of home that I enjoy the most. So, you were attacked by lupines. What can you tell us about that?
Well, as I've shared with Hannah here, there was a werewolf in the alleyway. I got scratched, and then I ran away.
And it was just the one?
To my knowledge, I am pretty good at running away, so there could have been more, but I did not see them.
You didn't hear anything to give you any clues as to who they were?
I did not even hear any howling. No.
And you said this was near the Orpheus.
It was directly across from the office. You remember last night there was a burning car in that alley?
Oh yeah, that was like 6 or 7 blocks down.
What was up with that burning car?
I don't know.
Is he lying to me?
Are you trying to figure out if he's lying to you?
Absolutely.
Make a awareness and we'll say composure. And you can add your... Okay.
Oh, too late.
Yeah.
You gotta be faster.
3 successes is not terrible. Possible critical is not a critical. You see that if he does know, he doesn't want to share it with either of you.
Does it look like Hannah also picks up on that?
There's a slight head tilt from her, but you don't know if it's from her kind of shifting down to see what she's writing, or if it's just because she also senses that he's holding back. Okay.
Well, I hope it was not our own causing troubles. I know sometimes we can get quite rowdy, like this exsanguinator.
Yeah.
3 murders in a row. That is not great.
Yeah, there's something going on Riverside, and we'll try to figure out what's going on there. Don't worry about that.
Oh no, with you in charge, how could I ever worry?
Right. Well,
That was like. Ugh.
He picked up on it. He picked
I'm.
up on it.
It hurts. It hurts me to use sarcasm that poorly.
Yeah. But you see that he slides the pie away from him, and he's like, "Is there anything else you wanna say, Miss Nicole? Is your sire
No.
still unwilling to come back?"
Oh well, you know my. I almost called her mommy. Oh my god.
Yeah. Now we know how close you are.
You know. Well, yeah, she made me. Yeah, you know my sire. She is of her own mind and does not share it with the rest of us. It's very frustrating when you're trying to be close to someone.
You see Hannah look over at him, and she's like, "Who's her sire? Who's your sire, if you don't mind me asking?" And before you say
Oh, I
anything,
can't wait to watch this reaction.
and before anything, Harvey just shoots out Yvette Morrison, the Ice Queen of the East End. And
So I guess that makes me the Ice Princess.
and you see Hannah just slowly turn to look at you, and she's like, "Yvette Morrison. That is
Don't wear her name out. She hates it when people do that.
that is a name I've not heard in some time."
She does tend to keep to herself.
I did not know she was this far west. She's an East Coast girl.
She is when she wants to be.
Oh. And you just see suddenly there is a turn in Hannah's character. And now there is a big smile on her face. There is a kind of attention to you that wasn't there before.
Ha. Ha 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 ha.
And you see Harvey look at you. She's like, "Yeah, all right, well, let her know that when she's ready to come back to the Camarilla, we have a small vetting process that we got to go through just to make sure that everyone's
Oh, I'm
up
sure
enough."
she will be thrilled to hear that.
Yeah.
She must jump through hoops to come back.
Yeah.
You are not really making it easy here. But I will let her know nevertheless. Thank you,
Yeah.
Sheriff. I just wanted to report my terrible and traumatizing encounter.
Sure. It's good to know that there are some kindred out there who still
Trust in the law?
well, yeah, trust in the Camarilla. So,
Oh, yes, of course.
yeah. And you see he slides out of the booth and kind of, as a gentleman, to offer you a hand out.
Great. Well, Hannah, if you ever need to find me, we can continue our little game. Just tell Samantha, and I will walk out.
Go. And you see, as you walk out, that he just kind of slides back into the booth, and they continue talking to each other.
Okay, I'm gonna walk slowly though.
Yeah. Yeah. And as you come outside and start to walk in a direction.
Wait.
Uh,
Which one is Auspex the one that it's for senses,
yeah,
right?
enhancing your senses.
Yeah. I can't. Never mind. That'll be later in the levels, I'm guessing. I'm like, I can't stand. I don't even know what I would try to do. It's fine. You're good.
I mean, it enhances your perception, so you'd be able to hear them if that's what you're trying to do.
Yeah.
Try and pick up anything that they're talking about as you're walking away.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead and make a awareness and composure, and add add one more because of your auspex level.
So modifier is 1.
Yeah.
Boop.
Okay. 2 successes.
Meh.
So, as you're walking away, you hear them kind of talking about Yvette, and Harvey sounds exasperated about the topic, but she just is asking questions. She's just like, you hear something about New York, you hear something about Washington
Oops.
D.C.
Oops.
You hear her mention Chicago,
Uh,
and there's just a whole string of Harvey trying to deflect. But you make it to the door. You don't hear anything else as you go outside. And after about a half block, you see the car pull up. And Yvette motions for you to come inside. Well, anything delicious on the menu?
her last name is Smolly, and she is from the Bruja clan. She claims to be from Phoenix, Arizona, and not from Chicago. And she's also claims to be here to stay until her business is concluded. As I walked away from the table, I did hear her mention 3 cities: New York, Washington, D.C., and Chicago. So it seems like this is a bigger net than we thought. Also, I did also eavesdrop the city Egypt, so I'm not sure why so many cities are being named, but she seems to be interested in me now, and I told her she could reach me via Samantha. So.
Good. So now we wait for the bear to pick up its honey.
Yeah, I mean, it's so easy when you just like gives them something to chase and they actually want to chase it.
I think it'd be best if we go back to the estate then.
I would agree.
And as she says that, you see the car just start driving off in that direction. You get back to the Morrison estate, and you can see that there is a car parked outside, and you see that Paolo is a little worse for wear.
No, not Paolo.
You see that his left hand is missing, his left arm is missing, and
Sucks to suck, man.
and his right shoulder and the upper part of his arm look to have been burnt, like 3rd degree. And you just see him kind of hobble in as the gate opens, and he follows the car.
Really? We didn't stop to pick him up?
She's not gonna let him into the car like that.
Oh my god, so rude.
But as the car stops at the entrance, Paolo kind of comes over in his slow shambling, and you can see that it looks like his leg might be broken. But he looks over and he's just like, I apologize for the distress in my visage, but this fucking hurts, and I'd like to go inside, please, where it's safe. And she looks at him.
I thought you said I had to be safe tonight. What the fuck did you do?
He looks at you, and with a very serious face, he just looks at you, and he's just like, I had the run-in with people I shouldn't be running into, and this is the price you pay. So, I am seeking sanctuary from a friend, and I hope she is kind enough to offer it. And
All right.
Yvette has this devilish smile on her face
She can say no.
as she looks at him, and she's like, Paolo, you know that you never have to ask.
Oh, okay.
As long as you always have the money to pay the fee, you will always have sanctuary.
I love her.
And he just looks at her with this face of utter disbelief and heartbreak. And he's like, I will wire you the money tomorrow. As soon as I am no longer in pain holding my hand up because its shoulder has been burnt to a crisp. And she's like, excellent. I'll have a guest room prepared for you. And the ghoul nods a slight bow, and he rushes inside. But Yvette turns and looks over at you, and she's like, I will see you tomorrow evening. We have done good work tonight.
Oh.
And she makes her way into the house. You see Paolo kind of hobble past you. He stops at the door. He's just like, I look forward to hearing what you found out, Bella. And he shambles into the house.
Feel better tomorrow.
And with the sun coming up in just a couple of hours, this night, at least, has come to an end with no werewolf attack in sight. Let me switch out here. So, Nicole has gotten her information, gotten more than she bargained for, managed not to start a clan war, and has her own little mystery to try and solve. So, I hope that all of you enjoyed our episode this evening. I hope that you are all safe and wearing your masks. And if you have to bite anyone, make sure that you always go for the neck. Good night, and I'll see you on the next episode.